Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our pre-match press conference to preview our fixture against Arsenal on Monday night. And if we can start off with Vinny O'Connor from Sky Sports, please.
Good afternoon.
Hi, Rafa.
Hi.
Afternoon. Hope you're well.
More or less.
Rafa, could you bring up to date on the injury situation first, please? How's Yerry Mina? Any chance he'll be available? And Solomon Rondon, what's the extent of his injury that he went off with in the Merseyside derby?
Yerry Mina has done today part of the training session, so he's getting closer. We will see how he reacts in the next couple of days to see if he's available or not. Rondon, we are assessing him, so still we are waiting. He's feeling better, but we need to wait for the scan and see how he's he doing. The other players...
Again, any updates on the...
Sorry, Andre Gomez has been training. We are missing just Dominique, Calvert-Lewin and Tom Davis. The other players, at the moment, they are available.
Is there any update on when you might expect to have Dominic back, Rafa?
No, he's doing well. I was talking with the physio today, with the fitness coach, with the lad the other day. He's getting better, but still a couple of weeks minimum. We have to be we have to be very careful with him because he has had 2 injuries. So we want to be sure that he's getting stronger, he's getting well. But now is the time to progress, and he's doing really well, and he's quite happy. But we have to be careful.
Rafa, what's your message to the fans who voiced their discontent at Goodison on Wednesday night?
I think we are disappointed. We are really disappointed because it's a bad run. In terms of the game, it's a derby, and then it's more emotional, but we are really disappointed the way that things are going on. But at the same time, and I have the numbers, so that is the advantage that I have sometimes, is just we were running more than Liverpool in every single department. Distance, fast run, intensity, sprint, everything. But we concede 4 goals. What means that? It means that they have very good players, and they punish our mistakes. So we made mistakes, they punish us, and it's something that we are already analyzing. So you cannot say all the things. So I have the belief, and I told them a lot of times, that we will do well in the second part of the league. Now is a time that we have to stick together and try to go to January in the best position that we can. And in terms of commitment, the players are working really hard. You cannot complain about that. You can complain about mistakes or quality or decisions or things like that, but not about commitment. And it's a little bit disappointed, and it's a frustration time for us, but we have to keep going, and we have to work really hard. I have experience in situation like that, to fight for titles and to try to avoid the relegation. And my experience is telling me, stay calm, keep working hard, try to correct the mistakes, and then keep going and stick together. That is really, really important. If we appreciate that what we want is to stick together, is crucial.
What pressure, though, do you feel in this situation, Rafa? Because if you are to have a better second half of the season, then you need to start picking up points once again very quickly. So does that make it a must-win game against Arsenal, as you see it?
When you are in a bad run like we are already, every game is a must-win game. Why I am positive? Why still I have the belief that we will do well? Because we did it at the beginning. So you cannot be a bad manager or a good manager in 1 week, and especially in my case with so many years. So if I was great as a manager in the first game, if the team was really good, if we signed 2 wingers that everybody knew that we needed 2 wingers, and we were making crosses and we were making everything that we have to do, and everybody was happy, we cannot be wrong after 6 weeks in everything. It's not possible. The reason why is that because we had important injuries, key players injured, and then we had this bad run, and then you lose confidence, and then you are waiting for these players to come back. Some games that maybe we could deserve more, we didn't do it. And now the Premier League is very complicated with teams so strong like Liverpool or Manchester City that if you play against them or Chelsea, you know that it's very difficult to get something. So, and again, I will say, we did well. We did really well at the beginning. So I'm confident that we will do well at the end. Everybody knew that the team was having issues in the last years, but then when you are doing so well, they forget that. Later on, with the injuries, we are going back to the same problems. And we know the problems, and we are working on the solutions.
The fans, though, obviously made the point to board members on Wednesday night that they felt the club is in a position where they appear to be going backwards rather than progressing. Is that a fair criticism? And if so, where does the blame lie for that situation?
Obviously, my main thing is to concentrate on the football issues, the coaching of the team, trying to analyze the mistakes the other day, that crucial mistakes that at the end cost us the game, because the team was coming back with the goal that we scored, and then after we continue making mistakes. And I don't want to blame anyone, any individual. We are talking about as a group. We win or we lose as a group. Then we know the problems. I think that is the positive thing. We know the problems. The club has been changing managers for a while, and it was not changing the situation. So now we know the problems, and then we are trying to find the solution. So it's just the main thing for me on the pitch, and at the same time from the club.
Finally, for me then, Rafa, what solutions can you yourself find short term to give you the best chance of turning things around, starting against Arsenal?
I will go back to the experience. Then you have to do the basic things, the simple things well, and then little by little you are building on that. So we have to be solid, we have to be strong, we have to defend and work as a unit. And after, if you can get one or two results, then you will have more confidence and it will be easier. And I repeat again, with some players coming back, I think we have more chances to be even more competitive.
Thanks, Rafa.
Thank you.
Thanks, Vinny. We'll go to Jake Robson, please, at Premier League Productions.
Good afternoon, Rafa.
Afternoon.
Just a word then on Arsenal on Monday and your compatriot Mikel Arteta and the job that he's doing.
I think he's doing well, and could be, I would say, an example of a new manager in a new club under pressure from the beginning last year, from the beginning this season. He's little by little he's continue working in the way that he wants to work, and then the team is getting better. It's clear also that they spent some money and they did well because they signed some good players. But it's an example of a manager in a new club that he needed time, and everybody was talking about we have to give him time, and he's now, I think, collecting the price of that.
I mean, their away record, it has to be said, has let them down a bit this season, certainly not as good on the road. I mean, how can you go about making it as tough a test as possible for them on Monday?
Yeah, it's the same way that we try in every game. So it's just to be sure that we work really hard as a team, and then try to keep the ball in a better way, and especially don't make mistakes. I think we had been really strong at the beginning of the season as a defensive unit, and then playing good counter-attack. And after that, we were passing, and we were in the build-up play, we were much better. But we need to go back to the principles and be sure that we are strong and we don't make mistakes that will allow the other teams to punish us.
Obviously, it's been a few games since you last won, but does it feel like actually getting a win is round the corner?
Yeah, I suppose that statistically it has to be like that. And again, I would say the way that the team is working, I will not say playing, because you play against Liverpool, it's a top side in the world. And then they beat Manchester United, or beat Blackburn, or Southampton, or they beat so many teams for so many goals that to lose for us is worse because it's a derby. But in terms of effort, you cannot complain. If we do that, if we continue doing the same things, I am sure that we will be sooner rather than later we will start winning.
Thanks, Jake.
Thank you.
We'll go to Alistair McGowan at the BBC, please.
But Jordan Pickford will be in goal probably on Monday against Aaron Ramsdale for Arsenal, two England goalkeepers. I just wondered what your impressions were of working with Jordan since you've come to the club, and whether that surprised you after you sort of maybe had an impression of him from last season.
No, I knew him before, and he's doing is doing well for his country and he's doing well for us. So I think he's a keeper that we know that what he's capable, and then at the same time still is someone young, and then he can be better. So keepers, you know, they need or they have the advantage that they can stay for a while and play, and even getting older, still they are getting better. So I think he has a lot of time to continue improving, and I think he's a good keeper at the moment.
Just on the you know, the state of the club at the minute and how things are going. Obviously, there's been a lot made of the money spent. I think around £500 million at Everton in the last 5 or 6 years. I just wondered how a club could spend that much money and still end up in mid-table. I
think that I said before, I try to concentrate on my job, that is to improve the players that we have. We, the fans, everybody in the business, we know that the money has been spent, but at the moment, what we have to be sure is that we can improve these players. So, you know that I talk about injuries because I want to make people realize that we were doing really well with the same group of players at the beginning. So the injuries has been a key factor for us, and the owner and the board, they want to spend money and they want to improve the team and they want to help, in this case, the team and the manager. So everybody wants to do that. And now I think it's really important to stick together, try to do well on the pitch, and then go to January and try to improve things if we can, because it's the main thing for everyone.
Okay, thanks, Rafa.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alistair. We'll go to Carl Woodward, please, at Radio Merseyside.
Hi, Rafa.
Hi.
Just talking about the January window, have you got the resources to get players in during the January window?
Yeah, to be fair, we have been talking about that, but I think it's the time to concentrate more on what we can do every week. So we need to know how to prepare the game against Arsenal, and how to bring back the players that are injured, how to improve the fitness of everyone, how to improve our game. I'm working on that. At the same time, we have been talking about January, and then we are working on options. But the main thing for me now is just to be sure that we have a good game plan against Arsenal.
And how much do you find about the players' character when a team is going through a run like this?
Yeah, it's really important. When something is wrong, it's really important to show character, and then at the same time, what I say is just to stay calm. So I think that there are two things that can help. When you are under pressure and the anxiety is there, you make more mistakes. So then stay calm, that is crucial, but at the same time keep working and working harder if it's possible. So that is what I'm trying to do with my staff, and that is the message for the players. Today we were talking, you have to be sure that we improve in the other things. We have to analyze our mistakes and try not to repeat the same things, and the only way is to analyze on the video clips individually for groups, and after go on the pitch and coach the players in the way that you have to do it.
And how are the players feeling during this run? How determined are they to get you out of this run and start getting wins on the board?
I will give you an example. Seamus Coleman, the captain, he was desperate to do well. He was pushing the team in the last weeks to be sure that everybody was giving everything. He was the first one to give everything, and then he made a mistake, and then he was so sorry. And I am sorry, because when you have someone that is so good, so professional, and he wants to do so well for his club, and to make these kind of mistakes, it's just even worse for him and for us. So then it's just to support him, what we did straight away, and be sure that the rest of the players, they copy the example in terms of mentality, approach, and hard work that he's doing every day.
And we've seen Arsenal go through some tough patches under Mikel Arteta, and they've come through those. So can you take comfort from that as well? Yeah,
I said before that it's an example. So they were under pressure last year, they were under pressure this year at the beginning, and then it's just to keep doing things in the right way, and little by little you go through. So I'm confident that we can do the same.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carl. We'll go to Carl Markham, please, at the Press Association.
Hi, Rafa.
Hiya.
We've recently, last week, so we've seen some of your players being linked with other Premier League clubs. I'm just wondering, the longer this run goes on, how much more vulnerable does it make you to those sort of approach to the teams? And on the flip side, how easy is it going to be to recruit players to a team that says on that sort of run?
I don't think it will affect us at the moment. I think our market is clear, so there are players that you can get and players that you cannot. That is the reality, because the Champions League or playing in Europe or the top sides, maybe they will not come now, but at the same time we need to know the players that they want to come. What I said the other day, in terms of our players, if they can go or not, they cannot if we don't want. So we are happy with the situation in terms of contract of some players, and it depends on us, and we don't want to lose our players if it's not necessary. And when I say if it's not necessary, it means that if we sell players, it's because we want to sell players, but if we don't want to sell players, we don't need to sell players. So we are happy in terms of that, and I think that the players, they appreciate that we are trying to improve, and it's what we'll try to do until the end.
Okay,